I don't know what's going on in DC, but something is definitely going on in DC. As you can see behind me, these are all homes being sold abruptly. This is not just regular people selling their homes either. This is politicians. God, that's not even the weirdest part though. Look what they've been searching up as of late in DC. One being immunity. Why would they be looking for immunity? Why is that the #1 search in DC? What is going on, y'all? Also, they're searching up this too. Extradition. Why would they be looking that up? Look at the spike in those searches, y'all. Look, it go whoop. They also been searching this up. 8 non-extradition countries in 2025. It seems to me that they trying to get up out of here. They trying to abruptly relocate and not look to come back or have someone bring them back. They must be running for some real serious shit. We all know that some sealed documents is finna be unsealed. And these people must got some crazy shit going on. I need y'all thoughts down below in the comments. What do y'all think is really going on?
Breaking news of 2 planes that collided mid-air in Arizona. This happened early Wednesday morning as 2 single-engine planes, which are private planes, crashed mid-air. This occurred at Marana Regional Airport outside of Tucson. The planes were occupied, but most of the passengers were okay. Unfortunately, there were 2 people that didn't survive. And the identities of these individuals have been kept private until the families are notified. They believe that the reason that this all happened is because the airfield that they were flying over does not have an ATC tower. This is an FAA airfield, and the way that it works is the pilots use a common traffic advisory, which is called the CTAF, and they just announce their position to the other pilots that are on the airfield. They have a few other rules that help them keep the airways safe, but in this case, it just seems that the 2 pilots that were in charge did not communicate well enough and they collided with one another. And just so you guys know, small planes like this crash all the time. We just don't hear about it as much. It's really because airplane crashes have been in the news. So because of that, we're hearing about it a whole lot more, and I'll keep you guys up to date as the story unfolds.
Federal workers were fired by the Trump administration. The targets included education, homeland security, and health and human services, including the CDC.
Less than a month into his term, President Trump took a victory lap at the Daytona International Speedway Sunday. President Trump and billionaire ally Elon Musk have worked to reshape and downsize the federal government, a move his supporters are cheering on.
I think he came in, pedal to the metal, as they would say here.
But bearing the brunt of the cost cutting are the tens of thousands of probationary federal workers, newer hires who have been in their roles for a year or 2. Close to 1,300 of those employees have been terminated from the Centers for Disease Control, and we're learning about thousands more across other government agencies.
I'd say the last couple of weeks, there was a lot of stress, fear, and tension.
Chelsea Milburn, based in Nevada, was fired last week from the Department of Education. She started last fall, but before that, she served more than a decade in the U.S. Navy. She's part of the approximately 30% of federal workers who are military veterans.
The message right now is that the people making the decisions about whether or not we keep our jobs, how we're treated, and how the termination of our jobs are handled don't care about our service.
The Department of Veterans Affairs announced last week more than 1,000 workers were fired, but the majority of the agency's 43,000 probationary employees are exempt. Democratic senators say the wider cuts are having a negative impact.
On 7 people in southern New Mexico may have felt an earthquake around 5 o'clock this morning. According to the U.S. Geological Service, a 4.6 magnitude quake hit in western Texas, about 30 miles south of White City. That's south of Carlsbad. People as far as Roswell could feel the shaking, apparently. We haven't heard about any damage in New Mexico, though.
main break caused this surreal scene of cars trapped in ice in southwest Detroit. And now nearly 300 people may have to spend weeks in hotels as the city cleans up their neighborhood. A massive 100-year-old steel pipe ruptured around 2 a.m. on Monday, when temperatures were already well below freezing. We're talking 21 degrees. More than 250 homes were either flooded or lost power, and residents had to be rescued by boats. City officials called it one of the worst water main breaks in recent history.
Sixteen past the hour, breaking news in Kentucky, where Governor Andy Beshear is giving an update after a weekend of severe flooding that killed at least 11 people. The rising waters also triggered more than 1,000 emergency rescues, turning homes into islands and swallowing cars. The rain also pushed a levee in Tennessee to fail, sending rushing waters into neighborhoods. All as a strong series of storms spawned tornadoes in the south, and now in the northeast, there's snow, and the threat is not over. NBC's Kathy Park is on the ground in Hauser, Kentucky. Also with us, NBC 10 Boston meteorologist Tevin Wooten with the very latest forecast. But Kathy, what are conditions like there today?
Hey, Jose, good morning to you. Well, parts of the South Kentucky included received up to 6 inches of rain in some locations, and that caused these creeks and rivers to overflow. Behind me, you're taking a look at the North Fork of the Kentucky River. It's still rushing. The water level is still pretty high. You have debris scattered along the banks. The governor said there were over 1,000 rescues this weekend. Folks just trapped in the floodwaters. And as you can see, it's starting to clear up now, Jose, but now snow is on the way.